Hey everybody, it's Susie McMahon with Luxlow Country Travel coming to you from the treetops of Fripp Island, South Carolina. I'm in a duck so you can see the view that is there behind me. Hi, it's me again. There's the view. When I come in, you can't even see it. So I am so excited. First of all, Lionel Garcia from Azamara Cruise Lines. Do you have a glass to raise or did you?
I'm just hydrating. I was on vacation this weekend.
Yes.
So I did a lot of drinking already. So I'm trying to recoup and recalibrate.
Recalibrate. Well, I am here where it's very humid. See the condensation, but wind down, everybody. Cheers, Azamara, with your water.
Cheers,
glass
thank you.
there, Lionel. I called you Azamara. But everybody, I am sitting in the treetops at Fripp Island, South Carolina. As you know, I am a Low Country of South Carolina fan, and I'm here actually on a multi-generational family reunion that I coordinated for 20 people. Bottom line, 3 houses, tons of golf carts, bikes, everything. Anyway, bottom line, that's where I am. But tonight I want to talk to you, those of you that say you don't like cruising, okay? Azamara is different. I want you to learn about the difference of Azamara. And why would you want to choose Azamara for a world voyage? I did it. Lionel here to take it over. I'm going to let you have the floor. We've got about 15, 20 minutes. Tell us about Azamara, Lionel.
Most definitely. I think, so Susie, you're going to share the screen here, but
yeah. Let me know when.
You're welcome to put it up now so that way it kind of gets going. You know, I've had the privilege to be a part of the Azamara family now for about 11 years. And Azamara is a very unique brand because in my opinion, it is the complete opposite of what cruising is supposed to be. And so you may see that and think that, well, then that's not a really positive thing. Why are we talking about that? But I want to share with you why I think it is positive. Because to me, Azamara is much more than just a cruise line. Azamara is a land vacation company that uses floating hotels. And I think I'm going to be able to describe this to you in a really unique way because Azamara's whole purpose is to connect people with people, people with cultures, people with themselves, giving you the opportunity to see life through a different perspective. And we believe you could do this by spending more time in port. We call it destination immersion. You call it more time in port. You call it overnighting in the port. And needless to say, 80% of the time you spend on a cruise voyage with Azamara, you will be in the destination. More than half of your stops will have a late night stay of 8 p.m. or later. Many cases, half of those have overnight stays. So that way the ship truly acts as your floating hotel. So that's essentially what makes Azamara so unique. And I hope to present to you all the reasons why I think it's so unique and share with you some examples of what sets us apart. Before I get started, I do want to talk about this. This is our newest baby, and Susie's going to be on this ship here come January of 2024 for her first ever world voyage. But Azamara is launching our world voyage, but the Onward was introduced to our fleet on May 2nd. We're very excited. We now have a fleet of 4 ships sailing the world, and we couldn't be any prouder right now than to have all 4 ships in the water. To just recap a few things, Azamara is unique because of its destination immersions, our nighttime excursions called AZAMAZING evenings, which I can't wait to share those with you. I call them ungoogleable events. We also stop at the hard to reach ports, some of those ports that the large ships can't call on. These ports are only accessible by smaller ships, and that's what Azamara has. And then we've also introduced this really unique concept called country intensive cruising. And I can't wait to share with you more about what that means. So let's talk about those country intensives, because maybe you're watching this right now, you're sipping back with your glass of wine. Maybe you're even on vacation, which, by the way, Susie, I can't believe we're doing this on your vacation. I realized when I got you out of office. So thank you for letting me crash your vacation.
It's okay. We're always working on vacation, so it's great as a traveler.
You know, we're very lucky in our profession, right? Where we get to, you know, my wife always tells me all the time, when I say I have to work, she says, oh yeah, you have to work. And it's because she thinks my work is vacation. And it's because most people vacation where I work.
Right.
So hey,
Exactly.
we're pretty blessed. So maybe you're on vacation right now. You're on a land vacation somewhere. Maybe you're doing a staycation like Susie is right now, and you've told yourself, you know, maybe cruising is not for me because I don't want to be told where to go, when to be there, when to be back on the ship. I want to be able to explore and see places and get to know the people of that place and try the local food and go to the local shows. Well, guess what? Azamara agrees with you. And for that reason, we've developed these country intensive itineraries. These are itineraries that dedicate themselves to just one country. So maybe France is on your list, or Ireland is on your list, or Italy, or Spain, or Croatia, South Africa, Japan, you name it. Maybe one of these places are on your list and you want to see it by land. But did you know that Azamara actually offers this same itinerary by sea, where you get to unpack and pack just once? And I want to share with you some examples. There's going to be a few other ones that I want to share with you along the way, but here's an Ireland intensive. You can see all of Ireland on this 10-night program with late nights and overnights. I think there's only one day at sea on this program. Then there's also the Italian intensive. I know it might be hard for you to see because I'm doing this from my phone and it looks very small. But there's an overnight in Venice. There's an overnight in Florence. Only one day at sea on this 12-night program. And as you look at the map, if you can't see the port, the names of the port and the times in the port, look at this. This is everything there is to see and do in Italy. You could do in 12 nights, and you get to pack and unpack just once. Another thing that we do that's unique is our AZAMAZING evenings. And remember, I told you, I call them ungoogleable events. And this is because you can't buy tickets to this event. And Susie, you're very lucky on your world voyage. You get 10 AZAMAZING evenings because you're doing 10 segments of what will be a world voyage. It's 155 nights, but on every single segment and on every voyage, 7 nights or longer, Azamara hosts an AZAMAZING evening. This is where we rent out a beautifully restored venue in the heart of the city, and we invite only the guests off of the ship that voyage to experience a nighttime entertainment cultural experience in the venue. It is quite a spectacular evening. This one happens to be in Montevideo in Uruguay, and it was a performance of Carnival. But these events happen all over the world on each and every one of our voyages, 7 nights or longer. So now let's talk about on board. You know, the destinations are fantastic, but what is the vessel that will take you there? What are these beautiful boutique hotels at sea, like I like to call them? Well, there are 4 identical vessels: the Journey, the Quest, the Pursuit, the Onward. Each vessel only carrying 700 passengers, 400 crew to serve you while you're on board. That's it. That's their job. And these are the men and the women who make you feel like you belong, like this is your home away from home. They're the reasons why so many of you actually come back and sail with us again. Today, over 50% of our guests are repeat guests, and it's thanks to them, because they make you feel like you belong, like this is your home away from home. And the only thing that's changing in your home is the setting, the scenery, which, by the way, Susie, that scenery is so special where you are. That's awesome. And then on board Azamara, we include so much in our pricing. So drinks, tips, that nighttime excursion, the AZAMAZING evening, your meals are all built in. So what's not included in our price? Well, today, shore excursions, airfare, and internet are not built into the price. However, Susie can help you plan that with her agency, Lux Low Country Travel. They can coordinate and add internet, airfare, and shore excursions to your trip. But with Azamara, those things will be additional to the pricing. And then if you want to try us, you know, all you got to do is pick the country or countries you want to visit, and then choose your accommodation. And we have accommodations to suit every style and every need. We have rooms just like these. These are our beautiful suites. This one here happens to be our spa suite and my favorite room, but there's only 2 of these on board. But maybe you don't need all that. Maybe you're perfectly fine in a room with a window. We have ocean views. Maybe you prefer a veranda, which is what I would recommend in sailing with us. It's one of those rooms with a step out balcony like the one you see in the middle, or maybe you want a little bit more luxe and more space, and you could choose one of our beautifully appointed suites. Dining on Azamara is quite the experience. We are open seating, which means no set dining times, and we have no formal nights. Our dress code on board is country club casual. I think it goes perfect with the name of your agency, Susie. So you get to dress and dine where you want to, when you want to. We have our main dining room, Discoveries, which you see pictured on the far right. That's going to be open for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And my favorite thing that we do there is that every night we highlight a different region of the world on our menu. So if you like to be adventurous with your cuisine, you can try some fun, new types of foods on Azamara, always knowing that it's safe, because if you don't like it, you can find something else, and that's going to be all right. We have my favorite restaurants, the patio. It's there on the far left. This is poolside. At lunchtime, it's everything you think you should get from a pool grill. But in the evening, it's an elevated dinner experience. We call this space the patio. And don't miss eating dinner here at least one night. And don't save it for the last night, because you're going to want to come back and eat there again. And then we have two specialty restaurants, Prime C and Aquilina. Prime C is our steakhouse. Aquilina is our Italian restaurant. And these restaurants have a $30 cover charge unless you're sailing in one of our suites, and then it will be included. We have evening entertainment every single night, and we have a full service spa and gym to keep you relaxed and rejuvenated. And you know, like I'm trying to do right now, trying to stay good and recoup, because, you know, hey, it's 4th of July weekend, right? So I know there's going to be drinking involved. So I'm just trying to prepare myself. But thank you, Susie, for giving me the opportunity to cheat on a Wednesday. I call this Monday for me because I was on vacation, but thank you. Yeah. All right. And then you don't want to forget. Party. Say that again.
Tell us about the white party.
I will. Yes. Don't forget to pack something white. Why? Every single voyage, we host a white night party. Now, this is just an excuse to celebrate destinations, celebrate culture, celebrate food and entertainment, because while we're in port late at night, we actually bring out all the tables from the dining room and put them up on the pool deck. We ask our guests to come, we'll ask you to come dressed in white, and then our staff entertain you and serve you dinner poolside. Now, here's the really neat part. It's those men and women, the officers, you know, the stripes, the people that you never see on most cruise ships. Well, on Azamara, they're front and center, and they're serving you, making lobster on the grill, serving you filet mignon, preparing crepe Suzette, or making another type of dessert, but having it there for you. Our entertainment team brings on local entertainment, and they perform for you that night. And this is a night not to miss, an evening under the stars while we're in port, and we have a lot of fun while everyone is dressed in white.
That's awesome. And you've got beautiful public spaces and lounges. Tell us about that.
Yes. So this one, I love to spend some time here, because the photo on your right is a photo that used to be our casino. You heard me right. I said used to be our casino. And that's because we've eliminated our casinos fleet-wide. And we did this because we have so much time in port. And if you've cruised any bit, you know that the casinos are not open while we're in port. They're only open at sea. But we have such few days at sea that it didn't make sense to operate a casino. So we transformed the space into what we call the Den. And it's on deck 5, midship, windows on both sides. We have a fantastic pianist that comes here and plays in the evening. In the afternoon, people come here and hang out. In the early evening, people come and have a drink here before their dinner, or have a nightcap here as well. This has really become a hub, a center point on our vessel. All right. So with all that time in port, what are there to do? What can you do when you're in port? Obviously, go experience the destinations. So we've modified our shore excursions to create an opportunity for you to connect with that destination. So yeah, we have regular tours like our locales and landmarks, you know, the city tours, the churches, the things that you can't miss. But then we have these local immersion experiences. My favorite was one that I did a few years ago, where we actually went to a home of a family in Croatia, and we made gnocchi by hand, and grandma was in the kitchen making a stew, which we then paired together and ate lunch with this family, sat at their table, just 12 of us, and shared stories and connected over a fantastically home cooked meal. Really unique. And then we also have these exclusive regional experiences. These are things like maybe the Monaco Grand Prix or the Cannes Film Festival or Carnival in Rio or the military tattoo in Scotland. So these are all opportunities that you can only get with a company like AZAMARA because we spend so much time in port. And then why not extend your time before or after your cruise and do our land programs? So maybe you're going down to South Africa and you're doing a South Africa intensive. Well, why not add an African safari with Mikado? Or if you're going to do South America, why not add a land tour to see Machu Picchu? Or maybe you're a golfer and, you know, when I look at your scenery back there, I think of people who are playing golf. I'm sure there's people playing golf. You mentioned there were golf carts.
My family is playing golf right now, actually. And they were so excited that the water, you know, the rain stopped. I've heard about this Perry Golf is really, really exclusive to the partnership you have. Can you tell us about it? I mean, it sounds like for the really high end kind of, when I say high end, I mean high intent, invested golfer, the person who that is their life. They could do a really unique experience with your program, right?
Yeah, 100%. So Susie, you know, they probably feel this. If you are that type of golfer, you probably don't do any other vacation other than a golf vacation. Or if you do your vacation to go play golf, and then you do your vacation with everyone else, which is a non-golfing vacation. But normally you can't do both. But with AZAMARA, there is so much time in port that this golf tour company, Perry Golf, has partnered with us to find and identify the voyages, the trips, the cruises, where we have enough time in port where the golfer can go play golf. The non-golfer, if there is a non-golfer, can go and do a shore excursion or spend time on the ship. And then there's enough time in port where the golfer can come back onto the ship and step ashore with the non-golfer and still do a shore excursion as well. So they get to marry, if you will, two vacations in one, a golf vacation and a cruise vacation. And that's very difficult to do on a regular cruise, but with AZAMARA and Perry Golf, it's very possible. So they've identified different trips, and it's really the perfect trip for that golfer who's probably been there or done that. But I'll tell you, our most popular one is pretty common, but it's still very popular. It's our open voyage, and it takes place every July, and it's during the British Open, and we actually overnight during the championship round. So this particular year coming up right now, in the next week or so, it's going to be taking place at St. Andrews. And so there will be tickets included in the package as tickets to the championship round of the tournament at St. Andrews. And then there's also anywhere between 6 to 8 rounds of golf throughout the voyage. So it's a really incredible way to, like I said, marry both vacations, the golf vacation and a cruise vacation.
That's awesome. Very unique, very unique.
So I've learned in my time in presenting that repetition is key. So I want to remind you that we are that land vacation company that uses floating hotels. And that's because of the length of time that we have in port. That's because of the size of our ships and the fact that we could dock in the ports that we visit. So we could be right in the heart of many of the cities we visit. And it's because of all the time in port, with 80% of the time we dedicate it to the destination. And then, of course, don't forget our country intensive itineraries. So a few other itineraries that I wanted to highlight. Here's a Scotland intensive. This is a 12-night program, 2 overnights, 10 ports, 1 day at sea. And this also happens to be a Perry Golf voyage. There's a France intensive. This one we sail up the Garonne and we actually dock in Bordeaux for 2 days. We sail down and go into the Loire Valley and overnight there as well. We overnight in Paris, well, the port city of Paris, which is Rouen. So if you wanted to see France, this is a great way to see France. We have the Italian intensive. Once again, I wanted to share with you. And then we have regular cruises too, like the Best of the Med. So if maybe you wanted to do more of a kaleidoscope of itineraries and countries. We offer that as well. But I wanted to point out during this presentation the things that make us unique. And the things that make us unique, in my opinion, are those country intensive itineraries. Now, maybe you want to stay close to home. We do have some departures from Miami coming up here later on this year. And we're going to do the Caribbean. We're going to do some Panama Canal, but our Panama Canal is very different. If you could look at it, it's on the bottom left. It's from Miami to Lima, Peru, or from Lima, Peru to Miami. And this is a 16-night program. But what a great way to get down to South America, maybe extend your time and see Machu Picchu, and also enjoy doing the locks. And you could do the old locks because our ship is small enough that it can traverse the older locks. All right, Susie, your favorite part. Let's talk about your world voyage.
Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. And I'm still wanting people to join me, not for all the segments, whatever segment you can fit into your itinerary. So ping me about it and I'll send you some specifics. Go ahead, Lionel.
Yes, so this is the voyage for that person who wants to see the world, the person who has the time to get away and wants to see what the world has to offer. This 155-night voyage has 22 overnights, 27 late nights, over 40 countries, and the 7 wonders of the world. It's going to set sail from Fort Lauderdale and in Barcelona. 10 wonderful segments. You don't have to do all 10. However, if you want to do a segment or two, you should. Why not? These itineraries are spectacular. You could obviously talk to Susie and she could tell you which are the ones that she would recommend you to join her on, because she will be on board, and I'm sure it would be awesome to spend some time with you while you're sailing the world. So there's a lot of things that are included in the price, from airfare to additional onboard credits to luggage credits to a special event that we're going to do before the voyage, during the voyage, a special event at the end of the voyage. So it's something that you don't want to miss. But I know what you're thinking, Lionel, how much does this cost? So I'll tell you, I don't recommend you travel in anything less than a veranda. So I did pull this up. It's around $67,000 per person for the 155 nights. I'm going to do the math in front of you. That is about $430 per person per day. So 67,000 divided by 155, $432 a night. That is awesome, considering your meals are included, your drinks are included, your transportation to and from all the places are included. So here's the thing. If you have the time, because that's really what it is if you don't have the money right now, you could find the money if you really wanted to do it and you had the time. What you need is the time. So if you have the time, talk to Susie, see which segments you could do. Heck, maybe you could do all 10 segments and join her on this fantastic trip.
I know. I would love to have some more travelers that do have that time. You're right. That's the biggest challenge. But you can make payments, right? That's the one thing somebody said to me today. You don't have to pay for it all up front, right, Lionel? You make a deposit and then you make the payments up to the cruise date. So cruising is definitely one of those things that I think a lot of different budget levels people can afford. But I can't wait. What do you have now? You have special stuff going on now?
We do have some specials. So I want to let you know, we have our current offer right now. It's buy one guest, get the second guest half off, and add $500 onboard credit. This is for trips traveling now through about March, April of 2023. I want to also tell you, I don't have a slide for this, but starting July 1st, so that's coming up here pretty soon, I think 2 days, July 1st, we're going to be running our 4th of July sale. We're calling it a flash sale. We're going to add an additional $500 onboard credit on top of the buy one, get the second guest half off and $500. So that's going to be a total of $1,000 onboard credit on most departures traveling now through March of 2023. Now, if you want to travel after March 2023, we have our early booking bonus or early booking savings, where we're going to extend a 20% discount for guest one and guest two. And if you choose a balcony or better, which is what I recommend for you, you will receive an Experience More package, which includes $300 onboard credit, free Wi-Fi for one device, and an upgraded beverage package for two. So that promo is good till the end of August. So great things there. And then, I'll let you know, because this is Susie invited me to be a part of this. We have a special offer for you as well. For any trip that you plan, anytime that you go, I'll add, this is going to come from me as a thank you for choosing Lux Low Country Travel. You will receive $150 onboard credit for an ocean view, $200 onboard credit for a veranda, or $250 onboard credit for a suite. And that would be on top of your early booking bonus or your flash sale. So that's going to be for the next 2 weeks only. And so just in case you're rewatching this, let's have it expire on July 14th. That would give you a little bit more than 2 weeks, but that would expire July 14th of 2022. But with that, I'm going to say thank you. And, you could stop sharing that if you want, Susie, and maybe you have questions, or any of the people watching might have questions, and I can help answer.
Sure. That was an incredible, generous offer. Did you guys hear that? Make sure to contact me as soon as possible, and I'll be calling some of you that have told me about your interest. Lionel, I love your presentation. I love how unique the whole product of Azamara is, and I just hope that others will rewatch this and send me a message. I see that Angela Hughes popped on, of course, while we were watching, and she wants to do I think it was the France immersive. I want to do the Scotland immersive. So I hope that that's still one of your offerings when I am done. When I'm done going the world, then I come back and fill in the gaps.
That's awesome.
With all the other ones. But Angela just mentioned, sorry, I told you the golf carts would be here, so the family's arriving after golf. But Angela wants to do Scotland too. Let's do them both. So sounds like a plan. Lionel, I want to say thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for the presentation. And I think that travel is booming, but it's also causing a little bit of confusion and chaos out there. And I think the product you have is a way to downsize the experience to that only 700 travelers and such an incredible supportive crew. And also to do what I prefer in travel. I always tell people to do slow travel, immerse yourself in the destination and really experience it. Don't get dizzy going too many places away. My quick question for you, and then we'll sign off, is you just recently went on the Onward. What was your itinerary, and what did you like the best about it?
So our itinerary was quite unique. It was a special itinerary that was created for trade, which are travel professionals, and media, to launch the ship. It was a 5-night cruise that I don't know that it would be replicated other than for this purpose, but it was really neat. One of our stops was Porto Veneti. And so Porto Veneti is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Italy that the large ships don't call on. This is a port that you have to tender, but not just any tender can get into this port, because it's that small, and you can't make modifications because it's an UNESCO World Heritage Site. So we actually were able to tender there. There were other ships in port that day, but they were docked almost an hour away in a port called La Spezia, and that's where the large ships go. So we tendered there. We spent the whole day there. From there, we were able to do a shore excursion to see Cinque Terre. And so that was the one I chose. Others went to Livorno and Pisa, which was kind of neat because we were there so late. They were able to go into that part of Italy and do that. But I thought it was awesome to be in this town that's untouched, been protected all these years. And actually, Azamara did something really cool. I hate to mention it because we won't do it if you stop there again, but we transformed the space and created an AZAMAZING day. One of the coolest things they did was they moved a piano, not just like any piano, like a piano with the tail, and everything's cobblestones. And we asked the question, how did you get it up there? And the funniest thing they said to us, they said, very slowly, because they really had to carry it little by little and move it up there.
Very slowly.
That was really a neat time. Another stop on the route was an overnight in Monaco. Awesome. And this was really neat because, again, a lot of ships don't stop in Monaco. They'll stay in Nice. So we stopped in Monaco. We were actually right in front of the yacht club, and they were setting up or finishing the setup for the Grand E-Prix, I think is the electronic or the non-gas motored vehicles that were going to run the Monaco. I guess it's called the E-Prix. Anyway, we were there. I was able to walk the track because we were docked right there. That was really neat. We spent the night. We had our white night party there that night, and that was really special. And then there was one other stop. We left from Barcelona, but I can't remember now. No, it was overnight. Oh yes, Marseille. It was Marseille, and we had a late night in Marseille. We departed at like 10 o'clock from Marseille, but that was really another special day to be in Marseille. We actually sail up, and we docked right at the old port of Marseille. We can't go any further because there's the cathedral right there, and we were able to walk into town and circle the marina. It was just really beautiful. So that was the trip on Onward. And what I love about our ship, Susie, is that all four of our ships are the same. So, you know, we don't have to decide, well, which ship is better or newer, or which ship has what specialty restaurant. Really, at the end of the day, what makes us unique is the destinations that we visit and how much time we're there. So the ship really just becomes that vessel or that floating hotel. And
that's what that I want to just interrupt real quick, because that is one of the things, the messages on the very last day of the Traveler's Edge conference for travel leaders that that the gentleman talked about, and I agree with, is we need to be careful in the travel industry that it's not all about capacity, and it's just not like we just don't want to fill these massive ships and hotels and resorts, but that the destination does matter, and that we need to slow down and enjoy where we are. And again, that's another reason why I love Azamara, is because you're just really focusing on that destination, on that World Heritage Site or the UNESCO site or what have you. And it's just a really good product, and I can't wait to live on it for a while.
That's going to be so cool. I'm very jealous, but I'm excited that you have the opportunity to do that, and I hope that others join you, because that would make your time, I'm sure, go by much faster, and also be more pleasant to spend some time with some friends and other fellow travel lovers.
As I turn, I've just got some lots of noise in the background. I am going to say thank you to you, and tell everybody, if you want more information, I'm going to do a little trick that I learned. If you want more information about how to get in touch with me at all, just go to bit.ly/my name, Susie L. McMahon, and you can be connected to my websites, but you can call, you can text, whatever, and then we'll do a consultation and get moving on your next incredible voyage somewhere. Thanks a lot, Lionel.
You're welcome.
You joining me tonight. Cheers.
My pleasure. Bye. Cheers.
Take care. Bye, everybody.